Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hayden, and today I'm here to talk about my review of the Traxxas E-Revo VXL 16th scale RC truck. Now first off, I am the last person that would know anything about cars or the hobby itself. I am very new to this hobby, so please keep this in mind. But otherwise, I have loved this car. So I first got into this hobby when I got my Traxxas Slash last Christmas for Christmas. So I've been wanting to get into this hobby for a long time, but it is very expensive. But so is in every other hobby you try to get into. So once I really got into this hobby, I decided to buy a bigger battery for my other car so I can make it last longer. Now batteries for the Traxxas Slash aren't cheap. I bought a 7600 milliamp hour LiPo 2-cell battery for $75. The battery that it came with was about $60 alone, so I had a little bit longer runtime. But I also wanted something that was faster because the Traxxas Slash is only 30 miles an hour out of the box, but so isn't the E-Revo. This came with the Traxxas PowerCell NIMH battery. Now, I don't recommend this battery whatsoever, but this is what it came with. So it's kind of what I had to use. Now, 30 miles an hour out of the box with one battery, but if you get two batteries and the adapter, you can make this thing go 50 plus miles an hour. So that's exactly what I did. I bought the second battery. These were only $20 brand new from hobbytown.com, and that's where I got it from. But the first thing you had to do was install a new gear into the Traxxas E-Revo, because if you run the old gear, you might have a risk of causing damage. So what I did was I installed the gear into the engine. It took a few minutes in a YouTube video, but otherwise it was pretty simple and a lot more simple than I thought it would have been. The best part was that I had to install that gear, but the Traxxas E-Revo actually came with it. It literally said on the bag, do not run this thing faster than 50 miles an hour without installing this gear because you could risk damage. And I was definitely not going to do that. So I installed the gear. I also bought a wheelie bar that is on the back because I figured this thing would be wicked light, especially when you want it to go 50 miles an hour. So when this thing went 50, it just lifted up just like this. The suspension went up because I was on pavement, and it just took off. Going 50 miles an hour. I will insert a clip on how fast I've seen this thing go. But it is incredible. So with the Traxxas E-Revo, this thing has been on back order for a long time, mostly because of the pandemic and shortage of parts. So this came in orange and purple or a blue and black. My Traxxas Slash is already in blue and black, so I did not want to get another blue and black, especially when I have never seen a Traxxas car as unique as this in orange and purple. So this thing is on the smaller side, which I was actually satisfied with. I like the size of my Traxxas Slash considering it is a 1/10 scale vehicle, meaning it is a little bit bigger than this. This is 1/16 scale, and honestly, I thought I knew it was going to be small, and I was completely fine with that. And now looking at it, I think it's honestly fine. And one thing I like about this over all the other things about my Traxxas Slash, the Traxxas Slash had the antenna going literally straight through the body of the vehicle. And every time the Traxxas Slash landed upside down, it would crush the antenna. The antenna rate in this thing is this, right here. This tiny thing that doesn't even go through the body. It just sits underneath. And that is what I wish my Traxxas Slash had, but it doesn't. But I can see why, considering it is one of the beginner vehicles for this hobby. So if you notice, this thing is relatively small, but I enjoy that. There are two battery compartments, one right here and one right here. So all you gotta do is put each battery in, get the connector that is only $8. It is the series connector, I believe the 2920X, and you just plug it into the adapter that goes right into the motor. And then you will be off and running with 50 mile an hour. Now overall, I have loved the Traxxas E-Revo VXL. This thing starts out at $299.95, brand new. It was definitely worth it, especially for the size. I would have gone bigger, but I had a budget of under $500, and the bigger version would have been about $600. So I did not want to pay for that. But overall, this thing has been amazing, and I can't wait to keep running it in the future. But there is one thing that I disliked about this vehicle. Now, the battery charger that it comes with is incredibly slow, and it doesn't make any sound, so you can't really tell when your battery is charged. So the charger that came with this literally does not even plug into a wall. So I was like, seriously, why include a charger that doesn't even plug into a wall? It actually plugs into a cigarette lighter in your car. So on top of that, I had to buy an adapter for it to plug into the wall, but I found out that it still takes a very long time to charge one battery. So I decided to plug this battery that I use to charge into my Easy Peak Plus charger that came with my Traxxas Slash, which is this guy right here. And I found that it charges these batteries wicked fast, because this thing has way more voltage than the charger that came with this. So these batteries run about 10 to 15 minutes, but they also charge quick and they're cheap. They go for about $20 each, but I will be upgrading to a 2200 milliamp hour 2-cell LiPo battery to put in the Traxxas E-Revo, because when I got a newer car, I definitely want it to last longer instead of seeing the battery sink and not last long at all. So this is the Easy Peak Plus that came with my Traxxas Slash. You can connect one battery to it. They do make bigger versions where you can plug 2 batteries into it and charge 2 at the same time. So this is definitely the charger I'm going to use from now on. I don't like the Traxxas E-Revo battery charger that it came with, because who wants to plug it into a cigarette lighter instead of the wall? That's not something I would do. But overall, I love the Traxxas E-Revo. There's not many things to say bad about it besides the charger. But that's all I really have to say for this video. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button. And if you could tell, my audio is a little bit better. So please tell me if you like this over my previous audio setup with my phone or my iPad further away from me. But otherwise, follow my personal life down below, my Instagram, Twitter, if you want to know anything more about my personal life outside of YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video.